The food consumed by previous generations can influence the health and well-being of subsequent generations. Traumatic experiences endured by ancestors can leave lasting epigenetic marks that are passed down. Epigenetic inheritance suggests that environmental factors can alter gene expression without changing the DNA sequence itself. These inherited epigenetic influences can manifest in the physiology and health of individuals today. The DNA helix serves as a living library, storing and transmitting genetic information across generations. The DNA helix evolves through time, analogous to ancient records and modern data storage. DNA structure facilitates the storage and replication of vast amounts of biological data. This continuous transmission of genetic information ensures the continuity of life's story. DNA functions as a living library, storing stories passed through generations. DNA is more than just a blueprint. It is a dynamic and evolving record. The base pairs within the DNA helix resemble intricate, glowing code. The rotating helix visually represents the continuous transmission of genetic information. Each segment of DNA contains a unique narrative, contributing to the overall story of life. The structure of DNA allows for the encoding and preservation of vast amounts of hereditary information. Epigenetics functions as the software that dictates how the genetic code is interpreted. Epigenetic markers act as on, off switches, regulating gene expression. Gene activity is determined by epigenetic modifications. Epigenetics controls which genes are expressed without altering the underlying DNA sequence. Epigenetic mechanisms influence cellular differentiation and organismal development. A DNA helix responds dynamically to environmental stimuli, influencing gene expression. Stress pulses, represented by jagged red signals, diminish the helix's luminescence, indicating reduced gene expression. Beneficial stimuli, such as sunlight and calming breaths, enhance the helix's brightness, signifying increased gene expression. Environmental factors and lifestyle choices directly impact gene expression. Daily lifestyle choices significantly impact physical and mental well-being. Stressful environments and unhealthy diets can negatively affect the body's biological functions. Exposure to nature and nutritious food promotes a healthier state of being. What signals are you sending your DNA today? Comment one daily habit you think shapes your health. Comparative visualization highlights the direct correlation between lifestyle and overall health. The Dutch hunger winter was a famine that occurred in the Netherlands during World War II. Severe malnutrition during early development can have long-term health consequences for future generations. Individuals born during the famine experienced increased risks of diabetes and heart disease later in life. The offspring of those exposed to famine conditions also showed a higher prevalence of metabolic disorders. Epigenetic changes, alterations in gene expression without changes to the DNA sequence, may play a role in intergenerational transmission of disease risk. Understanding the long-term effects of famine can inform public health strategies and preventative measures. The Dutch hunger winter provides evidence of hardship being remembered at a cellular level. Descendants of famine survivors show a higher susceptibility to certain diseases. Cellular memory suggests that environmental factors can influence epigenetic inheritance. This phenomenon highlights the long-term impact of environmental stressors on human health. An electrical shock induces a fear tag on the DNA of the parent mouse. This fear tag is transferred from the parent's DNA to the offspring's DNA. The offspring inherits a fear response to the cherry blossom without direct exposure. This demonstrates epigenetic inheritance, where environmental factors influence gene expression across generations. Trauma can be inherited, influencing an individual's predispositions. The mouse experiment demonstrates how an ancestor's fear can shape subsequent generations. This inheritance occurs through epigenetic mechanisms, altering gene expression without changing the DNA sequence. Specific environmental stimuli can trigger fear responses in descendants, even without direct exposure to the original trauma. This inherited fear can manifest as increased anxiety, stress, sensitivity in later generations. Could echoes of your ancestors' fears shape you today? Tap if you believe trauma can echo through generations. Genetic inheritance can lead to the transmission of resilience traits across generations. Environmental factors can influence the expression of inherited genetic predispositions. Resilience manifests through diverse behaviors and capabilities, reflecting ancestral strengths. Which strengths might you carry unknowingly? Drop one strength you think you inherited from family. The interplay of genetic inheritance and environmental adaptation shapes an individual's capacity for resilience. Inheritance encompasses not only trauma, but also resilience passed down through generations. Endurance is a heritable trait, contributing to an individual's capacity to withstand adversity. Calmness, as a genetic inheritance, can provide a stable foundation for managing stress and uncertainty. Resilience, endurance, and calmness are gifts from ancestors, shaping an individual's ability to thrive. The rhythmic sound waves from a drumming circle can influence biological structures. Ancient symbols can be visually connected to modern neural networks, demonstrating a link between tradition and biology. Traditional practices may have measurable biological effects through neurotransmitter activity. Rhythmic drumming can induce synchronized neural activity. The resonance of sound waves affects cellular structures. Traditional practices may alter brainwave patterns. Community traditions can intuitively signal healing and connection, influencing our biology. Rhythmic activities are presented as a way to write signals of healing into our biological systems. Rituals can be understood as methods for encoding connection into our biology. These practices create intuitive pathways for biological healing and enhanced social connection. A user interface displays a futuristic DNA helix, representing an individual's genetic data. The interface includes interactive sliders for adjusting sleep, nutrition, and stress levels. Adjusting the sliders triggers changes in the DNA helix, visually indicating personalized health modifications. Tags on the DNA helix highlight specific genes or regions affected by the lifestyle adjustments. Health metrics, such as inflammation levels and heart rate variability, improve in response to optimized slider settings. Personalized medicine tailors treatments to individual patient characteristics. This approach contrasts with traditional medicine, which often relies on population averages. Individual history and biology are key factors in personalized treatment plans. Personalized medicine aims to improve treatment efficacy and reduce adverse effects. Data analysis and advanced diagnostics are crucial for personalized medicine. Personalized medicine represents a shift towards more precise and targeted healthcare. A dark, tangled helix represents the initial state of disrupted mental or emotional health. Repetitive micro-vignettes of healthy habits are introduced as interventions. Each healthy action lights up a tag associated with the helix. The helix gradually transforms from red to blue, symbolizing the recoding of experience. The transformation of the helix represents the development of resilience through consistent positive actions. Healing can be viewed as an epigenetic process, influencing gene expression through environmental factors. Small, consistent daily practices can recode experiences into resilience by altering epigenetic markers. Epigenetic changes can lead to long-term alterations in gene expression, promoting healing and well-being. The accumulation of positive experiences through daily practices contributes to epigenetic healing. Epigenetic healing involves modifying gene expression without altering the underlying DNA sequence. Resilience, achieved through epigenetic healing, enhances the body's ability to adapt and recover from stress. What healing practice would your DNA thank you for? Subscribe for weekly insights on ancestral science. Environmental conditions directly influence health at the molecular level. Pollution negatively impacts fundamental biological processes. Clean environments promote robust molecular function and overall well-being. The health of the environment and human health are intrinsically linked. Collective responsibility is essential for maintaining environmental and molecular health. The air we breathe influences the biological makeup of populations. Our food systems also exert a selective pressure on population biology. These environmental factors collectively shape the biological characteristics of entire populations. Understanding these influences emphasizes our collective responsibility for planetary health. Collective actions regarding air quality and food systems can lead to significant positive changes in population biology. Ethical considerations necessitate robust safeguards. Balancing patient care with data privacy is a critical ethical challenge. Data security protocols are essential for maintaining patient confidentiality. Transparency in data usage builds trust and promotes responsible innovation. Accountability mechanisms are needed to address potential misuse of sensitive information. Ethical frameworks guide responsible data handling and prevent potential harm. The ethical application of epigenetic knowledge necessitates a strong emphasis on privacy. Informed consent is crucial to ensure individuals understand how their epigenetic data may be used. Justice demands that epigenetic information not be used to perpetuate discrimination. Safeguards are essential to prevent the misuse of epigenetic data and protect vulnerable populations. A crossroads represents a pivotal moment of decision and direction. Ancestral lineage and past experiences influence current choices. Turning towards the light symbolizes embracing a positive future. The individual's helix represents their personal journey and potential. Embracing new directions can illuminate one's personal growth and potential. Choices made at crossroads shape the trajectory of one's life. The past serves as a guide, not a constraint, in shaping future decisions. Awareness of historical patterns enables informed choices about the future. Each generation has the opportunity to learn from the past and consciously influence the trajectory of future events. Understanding historical context empowers proactive shaping of future outcomes. Choice arises from the ability to recognize and interpret the echoes of the past. What will you choose to carry forward? Comment one tradition or practice you want to pass on. Choices have consequences, with negative paths leading to detrimental outcomes. Positive choices, such as healthy eating habits, foster well-being and strengthen familial bonds. A parent's actions and values are passed down, shaping the next generation's future. The legacy we leave behind is defined by the choices we make today. The question is, what legacy will you write? Comment your answer. Like, subscribe.